first and most difficult question will be, please introduce yourself to the fans real quick, like who you are, where you're from, and say a fun stuff, like a fun fact about yourself.
I'm Jacinta Monnroe. I am from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Fun fact about myself, I like to sketch in my free time. If I wasn't playing basketball, I would have probably tried to be FBI agent or a lawyer or maybe an architect.
Why these?
They were my main interest growing up. Like I said, I love to sketch and draw. And so architecture was kind of where I leaned, like reading blueprints and things like that. I got to a phase where I liked to debate. And so lawyer, debating kind of goes hand in hand. And I'm very good at reading people, reading rooms and observing. And so that's where the FBI agent came in. I have a pretty investigative nature, and that's pretty much what I studied in college. So.
And that could also come in handy on the court. So reading your defender and deciding where to go.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Trying to bait them to do what you want them to do, but making them think that they're doing what they want to do. So it's kind of a mind game.
Wow, that's nice. Let's turn back to the beginnings. When and where did you first encounter basketball? Like, when did you first start playing, and where?
I first picked up a basketball because of my dad. He played in the military, and he would always take me and my brother to the park. And so that's when I was first introduced to it. And my mom had a secret crush on Michael Jordan. So we would watch all the Chicago Bulls games, and being from South Florida, we would watch the Miami Heat a lot. And that was my introduction. I began playing around age 9 or 10. That's when I first learned the organization, and you can only take 2 steps before you shoot. You have to pivot, blah, blah, blah. So that was around like 9 or 10.
When did you decide that you wanted to go pro, that you wanted this to be your career path?
Once I saw the inaugural season of the WNBA, Cynthia Cooper was like my favorite player watching, but seeing like Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo and Teresa Weatherspoon, like seeing all of them play so passionately and be so talented, and it gave me a vision, and it showed me that my hobbies and my pastimes could be something that I could take into the professional realm. So shout out Cynthia Cooper.
Can you walk us through your career so far, like which teams you played for, where, how long, and what you won with them?
Whoa.
I know it's a difficult
All of the teams, or?
Like the most important steps in your career. Like your biggest achievement so far, what teams you played for, and what you won with them.
I started in the WNBA in 2010. I was drafted number 6. I was playing for the Mystics. My rookie year, I was hampered with injury, but that was a great season for us because we had finished, I believe, first or second in our conference, and we made the playoffs the first time in many a year. And so that kicked it off. I played pretty much everywhere except Antarctica. My biggest achievements were making the Euro Cup, I want to say the Sweet 16 or the Final 8 in Russia, playing for Inisi. Inisi, the Inisi basketball club. Let's see. I spent some time in France. It's one of my other favorite countries to play in. Made the playoffs, had a really good single season. I was French League International Player of the Year and Forward of the Year in 2020, the shortened season for the COVID year. And last year was a pretty good year for me here in Hungary, playing in sex art. So now I'm here.
Yeah. When did this opportunity come for you to play here?
Last season. It was going towards the end of the season, and the opportunity came about. My agent told me about it, and I was like, this is a very storied club. They're very disciplined. It's a lot of great tradition here, and they're very professional, and that's kind of how I like to navigate through my professional career. I love professionalism. I love playing at high levels of basketball, and I love a challenge, and so it was a no-brainer to say yes.
What are your goals with the club now?
Win everything that we can, pretty much. Seeing the talent that we have and knowing the roster and the pieces that we have, I feel like we can finish atop the league and do big things in the Euro Cup and get back to the sustainable dominance that was always here and that will always be here at Chopron.
Okay, I read it online that you also played for the U.S. national team.
I did, yes.
Can you tell us about that a little bit?
That was one of my other favorite experiences. Thanks for reminding me. I was 20 years old playing for the national team. We played, the tournament was played in Serbia. We won gold. It was a very cool experience. We got to travel to Germany, Italy, and like I said, the tournament was in Serbia. Great competition, and I played with some amazing players. It'll always be one of my favorite experiences. And then my rookie year, I was on the select team. Like I said, I got hurt, had surgeries on my knee and my hand, and so that kind of derailed things. So.
Okay. My last question in this part of the interview is, do you have a message to the fans?
Message to the fans. They are very much appreciated, and we need them every single game. They're always showing up for us. They're like our sixth man or sixth woman, and we love them. We love them. We love having their energy in the stands every game, and it's just a joy to come to put on our uniform, walk in the gym, and everybody's like wanting us to succeed and wanting us to do better. Win, lose, no matter what, they're always cheering for us, and so they're very loyal. They're a very good crowd, and so we appreciate them.
Actually, I forgot to ask you one more thing about basketball.
Of course.
We know you played in the W, you play here in Europe. What's the biggest difference between the two, like playing overseas and here?
The biggest difference is, I want to say, the style of play. In the W, it's more individual, show your individual talents. Obviously, they've moved the rules, changed the rules to no defense of 3 seconds. That'll be a violation, so the court is more spread. Here in Europe, you can still sit in the paint, which is my favorite thing to do. I can be help side defense and block shots. So that's one of the major differences are the rules as far as like what you can do defensively.
Where do you feel more comfortable playing, here or overseas?
I'm very adaptable. I can adjust, and so it doesn't matter to me. I'm comfortable playing anywhere. I grew up playing against boys and men because I have 2 brothers, and I had to follow them around. And so playing with guys and playing with steeper competition. So like I said, I can adjust to whatever style of play. But it doesn't matter. I like playing in both.
Okay, and so my actual last question in this part here is, Who is Jacinta Monnroe off the court? What do you do when you're not dealing with basketball?
Jacinta Monnroe off the court is a very complex and multifaceted individual. I love to cook. I love trying different recipes and doing different things in the kitchen. I love to read. I feel like you can never have too much knowledge as long as you're in the living realm. There's so much to learn, so much to know. So I love to read. I'm very observant, as I said before, and I like to study people. I like a good movie. I like a good action movie, a good comedy. I love watching sports, no matter the sport. So that's pretty much who I am. I'm a pretty chill individual. It doesn't take much for me to have a good time, but I like doing different things. I don't just like to play basketball. Basketball can be stressful. So, yeah, so that's what I like to do off the court.